Hello and welcome to our 988 Day Activation Workshop. We have lots and lots of folks joining on the line, so we'll just give it a moment or two for people to log in here. Would love to hear from the people who have joined. Where are you at? Feel free to stick in the chat your location. We'd love to hear from you. We'll get going here in just a moment or two. Got some Georgia, Pennsylvania, awesome. All right. We'll get going here. Let's see. So look at all of these people. We've had an unprecedented response to this call to join our workshops today. So excited that so many people were interested in this topic and participating in the first ever 988 day. We're going to learn a lot about that. So we'll get started in just another moment or two. We have lots of people signing in from all over here. If you want to drop an emoji in the I guess emoji reaction thing there of how are you feeling today? How's this Monday treating you? You can either use the reactions or the emoji in the chat. That would be great. Would love to hear from you. All right. We're gonna start sharing my screen here, and then we'll get going into our kickoff. Folks should be able to see my screen there, I hope. All right. Well, thank you so much for signing on here. We have our first ever activation event for 988, and it is put on by SAMHSA and the TTAC here, the Crisis Systems Response TTAC. We have individuals from all sorts of states, territories, and tribal organizations as they get going. And my name is Olivia Itigo. I am proud to be serving as your MC today. I work with SAMHSA's 988 Crisis Systems Response Training and Technical Assistance Center. As someone who has lost loved ones to suicide and supports others in my life with serious mental illness and a former crisis counselor, I'm extremely passionate about this work, about suicide prevention, and I'm really excited to be able to spread the word through this event today and get more people knowledgeable about all things 988. What we're going to be talking through on our agenda today, we'll start with some welcome and introductions here, and then we will move on to some background on how to get involved, and then we will go into breakouts. We really want this huge group of people to be able to interact with one another and to brainstorm. So we have facilitators who will be joining and will be able to help us determine some plans and ideas and brainstorm what we could do around 988 Day to spread the word. So that's what we'll be doing in the breakouts. During breakout sessions, everyone will be able to unmute. You'll be able to turn your cameras off and really collaborate. So please stay on for that part of the section here. And then we'll come back together and we'll hear from SAMHSA as well as our partners on what's next and how we're going to use these great ideas. So do encourage you to stay for the full event here. Some housekeeping. As I mentioned, this Zoom meeting is maxed out at 1,000 participants. So we know that there may be some folks who aren't able to join live, and that's a-okay. We have a recording that we are going to be sharing after this event. So you'll be able to catch up on anything you may have missed, and we'll be sure to get that information to you. We also have ASL interpreters here. So you're able to pin the ASL interpreters. You can see their names in the chat if you need to find them. And if you need to use that service, you can certainly do so. We would also encourage you to join our ASL breakouts when we get to that point. So to do so, message our breakout coordinator in the chat, and they can get you into that right breakout room when we go into that so that you can have ASL interpretation services. We also have the option for closed captioning for anyone who would like it there. So feel free to use that. Once we get into breakouts, we will unmute everybody, encourage folks to use the chat or the reaction buttons as we did as we were signing on before then. And if you have any other questions, you can message our chat coordinator to help with other questions as we go. Moving in here to some intros for our speakers. So first up, we have Carissa Pallas from SAMHSA. She is the Director of Communications for the 988 Behavioral Health Crisis Coordinating Office at the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, or SAMHSA. As the Director of Communications, she leads all 988 communication strategies, including content and campaigns targeting public audiences, strategic partners, and the media. Pallas is a communication strategist with more than a decade of leadership experience. And then our other speaker who may be joining us, though I know she is engaged in another meeting, but she has been working behind the scenes on this event. So if we get a chance to hear from her, Leslie Irish Underwood, or LIU, is the inaugural Chief External Affairs Officer and Head of Brand for Vibrant Emotional Health. In that role, she leads the advancements of nonprofits' external-facing strategy and a business unit that encompasses marketing communications, stakeholder engagement, state policy, fundraising, business development, strategic partnerships, and social impact. LIU has built her career on serving historically marginalized and underrepresented communities, and before joining Vibrant, she held a role at United Way of New York City and several publishing brands. So thank you to LIU. And with those intros, we'll move on to some background about 988 Day. I will pass it over to Carissa.
Okay, I'm muted. Okay, great.
There you are. Great.
Hi, everyone. I'm Carissa Pallas. I am the 988 Communications Director with SAMHSA. I cannot believe the interest in this day. I am unbelievably excited, energized that so many people are interested in participating in 988 Day. We hope that this can be an annual event going forward, that on September 8th every year, that we will all do something small or big or whatever is meaningful to our communities and the people we love and care about and work with and spend time with every day, that they know that there's a resource that they can call when they are in distress, and it is 988. So I appreciate that. We'll get more into that as we go. Olivia mentioned sort of how the call will work today. It's really about idea sharing. That's what we wanted to do today. We wanted to provide a space for everyone who wants to communicate about 988 in your own way, to share your ideas with others and to sort of feed off of each other's energy today. And I want to say before we get started that we are deeply grateful to everyone involved in organizing and supporting all of the suicide awareness events that are happening this month and the Recovery Month events that will be happening in September. In September, we remember those lost to suicide and their families, friends, and loved ones whose memories inspire our ongoing efforts to provide support, raise awareness, and foster hope in our communities. And that's exactly what we're talking about here. 988 Day is one day in the year, one day in the month of September, full of all kinds of events and amplifications and activations to raise awareness about suicide prevention in general, celebrate those in recovery, and make sure that everybody who needs somebody knows that at any time you can call 988, text 988, or chat with 988 counselors, and they'll be there for you. I also wanted to mention that before we get into discussion and break everybody out of rooms for ideas, that we do expect lots of people to have already had suicide prevention activities planned for September. And I think that this could be a great anchor for you just do what you were planning on doing And if you would, we would just ask that maybe you share a picture of whatever you did, even if it's earlier in the month, even if it's the end of August leading into September. Just share it. We'll get into later how you do that, but we'll be able to amplify whatever you're doing for suicide prevention awareness with the tag hashtag 988day. So there'll be lots of opportunities to just enhance what you're already doing. Why the theme? So our theme this year is no judgment, just help. And it came from the 988, what we learned in the 988 formative research that was done back in last November with communities that were disproportionately affected by suicide and mental health issues, about how to talk about mental health and their knowledge, attitudes, and beliefs about that and about suicide, and what they would need in order to understand what 988 is, what it's all about, and what it would mean to them. And within that research came some message framing that was tested with these different audiences. And this is just one little part of the message framing, which was a whole paragraph, like half a page long paragraph about how you might talk about receiving help from 988. It finally felt like someone cared to just listen and to provide help if I wanted it, which was exactly what I needed at a time when life felt too much to handle on my own. I never felt judged, and our conversation helped me remember I wasn't alone. That never feeling judged that we have highlighted there, we asked, the folks who did the research asked that people highlight the pieces in the message framing that meant the most to them, that helped build trust in what we were doing and what might make them want to reach out. And this was one of the most highlighted sentences. So that is why we're carrying this theme forward. It also it's a theme that we're using in our paid marketing this year, and it has tested really well with teen and young adult audiences. So we would like to carry it forward. Our next year will have a different theme, but we hope that everybody can sort of keep this in your mind when you're creating materials or content for 988 Day. I love all of this in the chat. Everybody is talking, getting to know each other. I love seeing people from all over the United States here. I will say there may be a lot of questions here, and I'm not sure if we'll be able to get to all of them today, but we are recording the chat, and we will take a look at all of those questions. And you'll see later on in the presentation here that we do have a toolkit we've created, and we've got a web page. So we will add an FAQ or something to the web page that allows us to give you answers to your questions that you have for today, even if we don't get to them today or we're not able to discuss them today. And now I would also just like to thank we've already talked to some folks, some organizations who have been looking for something like this and who have signed on to participate. These are just a few of those we've talked to that are definitely going to do something come 988 Day, something that revolves around it. So thank you for that. Thank you for signing on, and we hope that this will continue growing. We hope all of the people here will want to do something. You don't have to be an organization, but it's a great idea if you want to just be involved in something that's already going on, to take a look at different suicide prevention month activities that are put on by these and other organizations that you might just be able to join. What is 988 Day? We wanted to create a day for positive buzz around 988 that will last throughout the future years. That will be, I think I spoke about an anchor earlier today. We just wanted a day that everybody could say, yes, on September 8th, we're going to talk about 988. It can be whatever you want to say, but we'd love it if you use the theme, no judgment, just help. But we want to just share things. Let's get some social discussion going. Let's raise some buzz. Let's just let everybody know that we want, even if it's just telling a friend about it, we just want people to know what this is. The goal is to raise awareness of 988 and fun and creative ways, and you'll see some examples of those as we go down through the presentation. And we're happy to hear any ideas and also share any ideas we hear today. And then the call to action, of course, is just to express the theme, no judgment, just help, to promote 988, and then share what you did on social media using the hashtag 988day. Content can be whatever you want. You can do a little video talking in your personal Instagram account, or you can create a little event in your community. You can do some artwork that somehow celebrates the broader crisis care continuum in that community, who helps with that every day, or 988, or you know, it's okay to not be okay, just get some help. Any of those pieces of information are good to share with people. And now I would like to turn it over to LIU if she was able to join. She actually has had technical difficulties. She's been if she is not on, I believe we have Nicole to pick from Vibrant, but I just wanted to say that the 988 Lifeline administrators, Vibrant Emotional Health, are also doing this with us as very close partners. And they are going to share with you how this will work if they are on. And while we're waiting for Nicole, I will just get started. So we do have a digital toolkit, which is online now, and which we will be adding content to throughout this month. It will include all the digital materials made for 988 Day. There's a fact sheet in there right now. The logo is there. There are stickers and claims. I will say the stickers are already available in our print and materials website. However, we have had extraordinary interest in that, and we are backed up on ordering stickers. So I would just also note that, unfortunately, if you order them now, there's a good chance you may not get them in the normal 3-week time. But you can print them on your own if you would like. And these are downloadable files for you. We also have several different, we have branded photography for several different walks of life and people, reflecting lots of different people, faith, religion, race, and age. Nicole, I see that you're on now, so I will turn it over to you. And I'm so sorry, Ella, you could not be with us today. Somebody will need to allow her to speak. Please.
Okay, there we go. I think we're set. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. Hi, I'm Nicole Tuig. I'm the Director of Marketing and Communications Campaigns here at Vibrant Emotional Health, working with the 988 team. This is a great example of more information and materials that are going to be available now on the 988 Day event webpage, a toolkit of materials. And among those are a 988 Day logo, some stickers, a downloadable fact sheet about 988, and some clings that are available for printing, and other, like Carissa was mentioning, some branded photography with 988 Day information on it. And I believe if we check on the next slide, I think we have more information here. You can see how it'll work, planning your activities. We will have included in that toolkit different social media posts that you can share about joining us for 988 Day, marking it on your calendars. And then really, what are different creative ways that you can join in the day? And it can be digital social activities. It could be finding locations where 988 day or 988 is advertised around your area. And you can see some examples that we've shared here, whether you're seeing it on a bus or a sign or a billboard in your area, or just creating 988 awareness in your community in some interactive way, and then sharing that as well. But we will use these breakout groups to discuss more ways that we can be creative and inventive around sharing awareness around 988 on this day. So the big piece of this is really remembering to use the hashtag of 988 day on September 8th. And here we have just some examples of how you can do that in activities. So creating a Spotify list, changing your profile picture, doing an in-person event, taking selfies when you see some awareness of 988, putting up a poster in places that you maybe work or frequent to help raise awareness, creating your own artwork and sharing that artwork with others. So really, the sky's the limit when it comes to ideas, and we're really embracing everyone's thoughts around this. Next slide. Inspiring your faith community. We have a unique opportunity here because this year's inaugural 988 Day is on a Sunday. So these faith leaders and communities are really in a unique position to talk about 988 and suicide and mental health. And we know that historically that sometimes it's really hard for some communities, whether it's because of historical or cultural things. Really, mental health and suicide awareness are taboo conversations to have. So we're really engaging with these faith leaders to talk about this in a really open and honest way. And we will be adding faith-based materials in the coming weeks to this toolkit. And again, I think we're just again hammering home the use of the 988 day hashtag, and part of that is going to help drive some social sharing that we will be doing on a digital wall. And I think that's the next slide. If we go on. So one of the new features that we're going to be doing is a social media wall aggregator. So this wall will pull in posts from all over the country, whether you're sharing by LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, but by using that 988 day hashtag, this wall will be linked from the SAMHSA 988 day event page, and it will move. So right now it's static, so you're not seeing movement, but on 988 day, you will see things feeding constantly into this wall as posts go out from different organizations, everyone who's getting involved in 988 Day. So it'll be constantly moving and shifting, and you'll get to see things happening from all across the country. Activations, artwork, anything that's going on, you'll see this populating and moving throughout the day. Next slide. And Carissa, I'll hand this back to you.
All right, so we're actually going to do a quick Mentimeter activity there. You should see a QR code on this slide here. Are you able to see that? Great. Well, if you want to scan that QR code for us, and if you do not get the QR code, we're going to put the link in the chat. You can also go to menti.com, use code 8376-5824. So lots of different ways to participate here. But we want to hear from you. Will you be joining us in supporting 988 Day on 9/8? And I saw a question in the chat about why did we choose 9/8? Well, we wanted to go along with 988 Day. We thought that was as close as we could get there. So that's the thinking there. And look at our numbers here. We got lots of definitive yeses, a number of people who want to confirm with their team. Thank you all for participating, and others who are wanting to stay informed about future 988 days. That is awesome. We know that there are lots going on. So being able to commit to this for yourself or your organization is a big deal, and we are thankful. We'll leave this on the slide for another minute or two as people participate here. Have y'all used Mentimeter before? It can be a fun interactive tool here. 259 yeses. All right, looking good. Let's see. All right, we'll let that poll continue to run so we can see what our numbers are, but I will go ahead and pass our slides back over to Carissa to talk a little bit about what we'll be covering in breakouts. You should be unmuted now.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, what we want to do in breakout sessions today is give you a chance to talk to each other and share ideas about share what you're doing if you would like to be an inspiration to each other about what's happening across the US. And maybe partner up on something, maybe get the chance to start that conversation. It should be an exciting conversation. We have a lot of people on this call. Olivia will go over how you'll be selecting breakout rooms, but we'll have facilitators in each one of the breakout rooms who will start conversations. And you can just start sharing your ideas in the chat, and they'll have a couple of questions they're going to ask you, and then we'll come back together and we'll be able to share some of the things that inspired you most in the chat. And I see a lot of people asking about whether we'll have time for Q&A. I don't know. I will try to do that, but we are trying to go through and answer questions as they come up in the chat now. So we'll continue trying to do that. But I just really want everybody to enjoy this time together, where you get to talk to each other about 988 and all the great stuff that you're doing and the things you'd like to do out there.
Thank you for that overview here. So we will be breaking into our breakouts in just a moment here. Again, if you need ASL services, please go ahead and send a chat message to our breakout coordinator. Her name is Breakout Coordinator Laura in there, and she'll make sure you get placed into the correct room. And then we are going to randomly assign the others. So let us do a little bit of Zoom magic here so we get the rooms set up, and we'll be into those different rooms. Every room should have a designated facilitator with the name facilitator and then their name, and they'll be helping to lead the discussion, have some specific questions for you all, and want to hear your awesome ideas and creativity. So with that, I think we'll be ready to go ahead and open up the Zoom breakout rooms. And again, you'll be able to go on camera and off mute in your breakout. So look forward to hearing from you there. Appreciate everyone's patience as we got into those with this big group. We'll give everybody a few minutes to walk the virtual hallways back into the main session here. And we'll keep chatting. But if you have a moment or two, we'd love to hear in the chat what the top ideas you heard. What were some of the discussion points from your breakout rooms? Love to get that creative juices flowing. So we have an example here about having tables at the farmers market to help promote 988 Day. What other ideas do folks have? Feel free to put those in the chat. And as we come into the main breakout room here again, do ask our participants to stay muted just for our sheer numbers here in our big room. But obviously we had everybody unmuted for the breakouts. So thank y'all for coming back into the main session here. We've got some positive feedback on room 9. Ideas about infographics, a scavenger hunt. That sounds fun. With materials posted around 988 in a different downtown area. Bathroom sign stalls, schools, communities, tribal outreach, poster contest. Lots of great ideas here. And it looks like most of our rooms are closing up here. We'll give it another minute or two. All right, coloring book. That's a fun one. Painting rocks and putting that out in the community. I love to do art, so that sounds like fun. Crocheting hearts. Doing a chalk walk. I've never heard of that. That sounds fun though. Lots of great ideas here. Somebody else loves the chalk walk idea. School buses, using social media and Twitch and Discord. Great examples. Ooh, a Zumba class. That sounds fun. These are all popping in so quickly, it's hard to even like them all, but know that we are. And anything that we're recording in the chat here, it makes it easy for us to put into our plans and notes. So thank y'all for participating there. Let's see. Are most of our breakout rooms closed out here? Looks like we got a couple that are still closing. So we get everybody back in the main room. Okay, well, we're right at 3:30, so we'll call that time to go ahead and pass things over back to Carissa. I'd love to hear from you.
Hi, everyone. Oh, these ideas in the chat are just wonderful. I can feel the energy coming through. I love these ideas, the chalk walk, I saw somebody ask a question about collaborating for World Suicide Prevention Day on September 10th. That's a really good question. I know lots of people will be doing something for that day, including lots of federal agencies, including SAMHSA. So I think the best way to handle that is if you want to incorporate 988 Day into that and stretch it out from 9/8 to 9/10, that's fine. We'll keep the digital wall up and we can keep amplifying what we have on the digital wall that we've gathered from September 8th. We can amplify it all over again on September 10th or throughout the week or throughout the month. We can also amplify anything that happens before then. So it's just really what makes it about 988 days to use the hashtag when you share what you're doing. And that's how to get it on that digital wall that we can share so we know about it and we can help amplify what you're doing in the community. I love all of these ideas. They're so inspiring. I do wish that we had t-shirts for everybody. We have not been able to make that happen yet. We do know there's a need for those kind of items, and we are working on ways to be able to provide at least some kind of design for people to print on their own items, but we're still working on approvals for that. But we encourage everybody to. Somebody asked about the branding earlier. Lots of states use our 988 branding and add their state or their emblem underneath it and sort of make it their own and something that will resonate in their community. And that's been very successful. So feel free to do that. Feel free to put it inside of something you're already doing that has your branding on it. I love the competition ideas. I will just say before we close out that just remember to keep checking back in for more. And if you don't remember, we'll handle that because everybody who's RSVP'd to this, even if you didn't come today, we will be communicating with you often between now and 988 Day and even afterwards. So we'll be sending you an email. We'll try to get to any questions we didn't answer today. We'll go back over the chat. So make sure you get them in the chat because we'll make sure to go through there and capture all of those. And if there are some that we can answer in a future email, we will do that. We'll keep adding more to our toolkit, including Spanish language materials, some more faith-based materials, more social media and talking points to make it very easy. If you just want to grab something from there and amplify it on your socials, we'll make that as easy as possible for you. I also wanted to say, I talked about the digital wall again. In our future emails to you that remind you to come back and check the website where we have a web page for 988 Day. We will have a link to that wall as well. So that'll be available for everybody to come and check out the wall on 988 Day as it fills, as the content fills in there. Another, I wanted to mention that we would put that web page in the chat again in case you missed it earlier. Thank you. And of course, we'll make sure to link to it on every future correspondence that we send this group. But I hope everybody had a great conversation. I hope everyone's enjoyed this time here today. I just appreciate you taking time out of your day on a Monday to come and talk about this. I'm so excited by the level of participation here from the community. And it also makes me think of the future and years to come on 98 Day when it becomes even more solidified throughout the years than that. You know, maybe we're creating a legacy here that you're all part of. So thank you so much for coming today.
Yeah, thank you so much for hosting to the SAMHSA team and all of the folks behind the scenes who have helped to make this possible. We have lots of great questions that have come in. I know we've answered as many as we can live, but if you have others that come up, here is that email address, 988team@samhsa.hhs.gov. Is that right, Krista, there?
Yes.
Great. And if you enjoyed this event and are interested.
Sorry, I'm going to break in one more time. We have
Yeah.
talked to the operations team. Somebody asked a really good question in the chat about the increase in coverage for 988 operators on 988 Day. We are having those discussions with Vibrant, and Vibrant in turn will be working with centers to make sure that they're aware. But I like that the whole week, I think there's going to be a lot of 988 conversation going on with also September 10th being World Suicide Prevention Month. So, Day. I think we need to be ready for just about anything, any kind of surge we might experience. But thank you so much for raising that. It's really important.
Yeah, absolutely. Operationally. Great. Let's see. So some upcoming events, if you enjoyed this event and are wanting to hear more, learn more about 988 and its different elements, I would encourage you to check out some of our webinar series. So upcoming ones, we have one at the end of August on assessing equity in crisis response organizations and systems. Goes through tools, challenges, and strategies. It has a lot of really great content and is actually accredited for 1 hour of social work credit. So if you are a social worker, that might be a good one to attend. And I think my colleague is going to put the link in the chat there. Thank you, chat coordinator Erica. And you can log into those. We also have another event on 988 crisis systems, understanding children, youth, and family services across the crisis continuum. So that is the first part of a multi-part series. So you can register again at that same link that Erica put in the chat for that event. And then we also have on a monthly basis, SAMHSA hosts a 3C crisis community meeting there. And so that is another meeting style via Zoom. The next one is August 20th. I believe it's on the third Tuesday of the month, every month at 2 p.m. So that's another great way to get updates. So again, we can put that link in the chat one more time because I know it can get lost, but love to see you all there. And I see some other links from SAMHSA on the toolkit for 988 day. So please make sure you grab those before you exit. Also, if you have not yet, I believe a poll popped up for you to give us some feedback on this event and what we could apply in future sessions. So I'd love to hear from you there. So thank you so much for taking time out of your Monday and all of your awesome ideas. I'm really excited to see how this all comes together to raise awareness around 988. And we'll be seeing lots of posts and information from everybody coming in. So look out for more via email, and thank y'all. Hope everybody has a great day.